You are live.
Good morning. Welcome to the December 17th, 2025 meeting of the Commission on Ethics and Lobbying in Government. I'm going to ask Executive Director Berlin to discuss the logistics for today's meeting.
Thank you, Chair James. This meeting is being conducted pursuant to notice and in accordance with the provisions of the state's open meetings law and executive law section 94. Both the conference room that we're using at our offices in Albany at 540 Broadway and the meeting room we're using at the New York State Conference Center in Manhattan are open to the public during open session. The conference center is located at 25 Beaver Street. And public session is also being live streamed. The link can be found on our website at ethics.ny.gov. I should note that Vice Chair Ayers and Commissioner Caraballo are both participating in this meeting pursuant to Public Officers Law Section 103-A of the Commission rules and resolutions for remote participation on account of extraordinary circumstances. And I can state that the Commission has a quorum present here at its Albany office.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda is approval of the minutes of the public session from November 19th, 2025. Everyone could have had an opportunity to review them. Were there any corrections?
Move to accept.
Moved by Commissioner Ostrom and seconded by Commissioner Dornberger. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so the minutes have been approved. The next item is the report from staff. Executive Director Bill, take us through the.
Yes, thank you. The operations report can be found under tab B in the agenda book for today's meeting. For the sake of time, I'm going to be very brief in my discussion of the operations report for November. The brevity of the discussion should in no way be taken to indicate any diminution in the importance of the work the reported data reflects or the interests of commissioners in the data or its value to the public in measuring the agency's performance. If anyone has any questions, anything they want to add, please feel free to reach out to me or any of our staff. And with that, I'm going to move very quickly through the operations report, all 7 sections of it. Commissioners should feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions about any of the data. Page 1 is investigations and enforcement. You will note that there's a continuing decline in the overall open and pending matters, which reflects staff's diligence in moving through the aging caseload as well as the new cases. Very positive development, and it's continuing. Page 2, advice and guidance. November was a holiday month. You'll see that there's something of a decline. First, we've seen it in a long time, as against the prior year in overall requests for guidance. And that may reflect sort of the converse of what we've been talking about, that maybe the intensity of the training that's being conducted, ethics training for the workforce, is having the effect of answering some of the questions that would otherwise be coming to the advice and guidance unit. We still are running overall ahead of last year. Bear in mind that last year represented a 60% increase in guidance requests over the prior year. And the prior year likewise represented a very significant increase over 2022. Page 3, lobbying division data. November was a bi-monthly filing month. So substantial number of filings, similar to September. And more than July. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but more bi-mos came in and more bi-monthly amendments. Page 4, financial disclosure. Academic filings were due November 15th. You'll see that year to date, we're already running more than 2,600 filings ahead of 2024. That reflects partly an increase in the number of designated filings, both threshold filings, as well as designated policymakers. It also represents perhaps more diligence in more timely getting the financial disclosure statements in. It's not reflected in the page, but nearly 2,000 failure to file notices went out to academics on December 3rd. We've already gotten responses from 900 of them. There were, in addition, nearly 200 non-academic FTS notices that went out in the month. Page 5, training unit. Again, you're not going to see this specifically in the report. We now have the data feed that we've been waiting for from Metropolitan Transportation Authority. That's a big deal. That's over 5,000 individual files that have come up with training data. That's something we've been working on for over a year to develop that feed. ICAS is now going through it, but it's a big addition to the data set that we have. And that was a major missing component in the workforce-wide data that we're compiling in the statewide ethics training application. Since the report was prepared last week, we've received additional training data from across 380 plus agencies that are out there. The total is now up to, for November, total training on demand and live. It's 34,358. And again, that's a holiday month. That's a very substantial uptick. That brings the total, which you'll see in the footnote, from inception from 2022 to over 586,000 trainings conducted, very substantial numbers. We have another 40 or so agencies that haven't reported in for November, so that number is going to tick up, as have prior months' numbers. For year to date, we're now at around 240,000 live and on-demand trainings, very heavily on the live side. As I've said before, the on-demand is being underutilized. We need to get the workforce on a 50-50 cycle of half live, half on-demand as we move forward. I should add that lobbyist ethics training, we're getting near the end of that first 3-year cycle, is over, I think, 86% have completed their training. It's not the 100% that we want, and part of the legislative agenda is to have some means to apply a little bit of pressure to get that done. And the next cycle will be beginning with the new year, effectively. And I know Carol Quinn, the director of lobbying, has been fielding a lot of work, a lot of inquiries in response to notices that are going out to remind lobbyists that if they're going to remain in the system, they have to take their training again. We also have a request. We'd like to see a 2-year cycle that corresponds to the biennial cycle for registrations. Compliance audit and review. We're short-handed with the process of filling a vacancy on the audit side. Nonetheless, the number was solid for the month, and we remain on target. We're almost at 2,000 so far for the year. We've got another month to go. Our target is to get to at least 2,100, and we should reach that target higher than prior years. And last but not least, the communications division. Statistics are solid on the social media side. FOIL responses, we're completely on time in the group. Not reflected in the data. There's a good deal of communicating going on. You see that there were total 8 outward communications and e-blasts that were handled during the month. In addition, on December 1st, and you should have it, the group, in conjunction with both the ethics division and the lobbying division, issued 2 newsletters, the Lobbying Lens and the ethics newsletter. The Lobbying Lens goes to the entire lobbying community. It's quite a substantial feed, and the ethics newsletter is intended to reach the entire workforce. We get these out in anticipation of the holidays because, among other things, we want to make sure that the lobbying community and state employees are aware of what they can and can't do in the way of accepting and giving gifts as state officers or as lobbyists. And in addition, you have it in the book, the communications division, again, in conjunction with the lobbying division, issued another set of preliminary bi-monthly lobbying data reports covering the September-October period. And those are in the book. Any questions? Commissioner?
Under audit and review, you mentioned that you were in the process of filling a vacancy there.
Excuse me?
Under the, on page 6, your overview of audit and review, you mentioned that you were in the process of filling a vacancy.
Yes, we had a resignation. Our assistant director of the unit resigned last month, and we're in the process of filling that vacancy.
Okay, because I know we talked about putting on hold all new hires, but that doesn't include,
No,
immediate vacancies.
we want to get back to, so we've dropped down from 64 full-time equivalents to 63. We need to fill that position. We are not anticipating any difficulties. We've identified a number of eligible, capable, well-qualified individuals to fill the vacancy, and interviews are underway.
Okay,
And we would like to, if we can, complete the hiring process before the end of the calendar year.
thank you.
It's important to have that position filled. So we're moving some people around, which I will hopefully announce at the next commission. But for effectively moving people up, we have to make some changes in position.
Thank you.
But as you can see, the numbers remain solid. Anything else?
If you want to go on to the,
Yeah, we can continue on. Under tab C, you will see a series of reports involving late file financial disclosure statements. They're not separately tabbed. The first report, the lengthy one, shows the status of what began as 4,170 failure to file notices that were issued coming out of the principal workforce May 15 filing deadline. You'll see that apart from the notices of delinquency that were issued, the number has now been reduced to 8 from the original 4,100. So the unit's doing a remarkable job in getting those. Of course, we'd like to see them coming in on time. And it is, as we've previously discussed, a lot of work to catch up. The second chart is a breakout, and each of these is by agency, as Commissioners recall. From that same group of late or non-filings, I start breaking out, showing the status of the 75 notices of delinquency that were issued in September with that group. That's now been reduced to residual 27 outstanding notices of delinquency. Third chart shows the next tranche of failure to file notices, 297 that were issued on August 19. All those have now been resolved. The fourth chart shows the breakdown of 22 notices of delinquency issued in October. And this is from the August group of failure to files. Hopefully it's not confusing. We have major tranches of filings that are due. Non-academics are due May 15th. As you know, academic filings are due November 15th. But filings are due from everyone else who comes into the workforce within 30 days after commencing employment. And the group monitors those and issues failure to file notices when those aren't received on time. And if those are ignored, then ultimately rounds of notices of delinquency are issued. So we did that in August. That number has been reduced from 22 to 13. And the last chart shows the 470 failure to file notices that were issued in October, and those are now down to 130. And I can add that another round of notices went out on December 3rd to the academic filing community. And those numbers have now been reduced. I think another 900 have come in since December 3rd. So we're making good progress in moving through those. Any questions? As I mentioned, under tab B, going over September, October bi-monthly lobbying data reports. Again, we're issuing these every 2 months. When the clients in the annual reports come in, we summarize those as well. The goal here is to get the information out while it's still timely, as quickly as possible. There's a lot of reconciling that has to be done, a lot of cleanup that has to be done, a lot of back and forth between the lobbying division and filers in getting the data rectified. But in the meantime, we want to get the data out while it has some time value in the community. And we're working hard to do that as quickly as possible. As we discussed previously, while we have been issuing these in PDF form, posting them on our website, available to the public, to the press, wider community. Our goal is to make the data available and accessible, including the ability to generate same form of reports on our website in the form of a dashboard. And that work has progressed. I think, Emily, am I right? We still need to do a little bit of sign
Yeah,
off from
still-
ITS now.
Yeah, we still have to work with ITS, one to get approval on the website and then to get approval on the security side, but the dashboard's in really good shape.
Sorry, Emily, what do you?
The dashboard's in really great shape. We just have to get approval from the web team and then the ITS security team. So,
Yeah, we discussed before, we switched platforms. We were using a paid for, ultimately the cost was going to be difficult to justify. We've gone to the public for the same platform, Tableau. Commissioner?
Is there any value in providing a year by year or at least a comparison for the previous year with regard to these statistics?
Yes, and that's the plan. We will be approaching a year when we issue the next round of reports. We'll have a year of data.
so the dashboard will have 1 year, so you can compare the bi-monthly periods within the year. And then the annual report will look at year to year, but to essentially double or triple or quadruple the amount of data that's going into the dashboard, that's not feasible, but going forward, you will be able to. So
Yeah,
starting with the BIMO for 26, you'll be able to, the January, February one, you'll be able to compare it to the January, February
This
25.
year.
So going forward, yeah.
Thank you.
yeah,
Did they-
it's not apples to apples because the preliminary data is not the same as scrub data. And the goal here is to, and we'll do this every 2 months, as we do in the operations report.
It'll be updated as it comes.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. It will be updated as it comes, and we'll have the comparisons. And the dashboard will allow
Great.
users to run all the comparisons conceivable.
So when do we anticipate that ITS will authorize us?
That was the question.
I know we've been
It's always a
we've been
moving
waiting for this for a
target.
couple of months now.
It's always, well, Kathy right now is working on getting the dashboard so that it is accessible and mobile friendly. And that's what we need for WebNY to sign off on it. And they said their sign off takes about 6 weeks. We're going to ask them to expedite that. The security review, we spoke with ITS yesterday and pointed out that other agencies are already using it. So hopefully it's already undergone a security review since other agencies are already using it.
There's a heightened review.
I can't estimate. The only security review I've done with them took 8 months for Constant Contact, but that was an anomaly.
We've done several reviews. We'll work with them to expedite it.
Yeah.
Whenever there's public access to something on the public facing part of the website, they want to take pay special attention to it and scrutinize it a little bit more. But as Emily said, we've identified a number of agencies and departments that are using the same platform.
Right.
For public data, where this is only publicly available data. Ultimately, it's data you could extract using the search function in the lobbying application.
The PS2.
But we're collecting it and trying to summarize it in a useful form.
Commissioner Bromley.
This is really a question for Carol and Emily. You may have answered this at other meetings, but what kind of feedback have you gotten from the press who cover
Oh,
these
they like
issues
it.
or the
Yeah, the press,
regulated community?
the press, and the good government groups definitely like it, and, the press kind of anticipate it now, and we've seen several stories that, like, they don't come out like the next day, right? But it'll trigger a story where they dig deeper into a certain industry or a certain client and how they're, lobbying, what their lobbying has changed. So we've seen several of those stories, and we just had a report actually come out this month, I'm forgetting off the top of my head. We had a report come out, energy, it was the energy sector, right? Or was it?
Yes, on the energy sector.
Yeah, a report just came out this month using our data on one of the most lobbied bills. So it's definitely getting noticed, even if we don't get a ton of news articles, people are definitely appreciating it and it's putting it in their minds
That's great.
and doing other stories.
Yeah, and it's getting it out on a regular basis and as opposed to with the annual report. You can't compare from month to month, for example, by month to by month. You'll see in this data that there's been a shift. Not surprisingly, lobbying attention focused more on the chamber, on the governor, now that the bill's on her desk, as opposed to on the legislature, although there's still possibilities for legislative action. One thing that we do want to look at, we don't have the ability yet, and maybe it'll make its way into a proposal. You can see how much is being spent on lobbying. You can see the bills that are being focused. You can see the targets. What we don't have as a state is position taken by lobbyists. And now that we have the data in this form, it would be interesting to see, to compare for, against, amendment, and so on, positions taken in it. But that's a future kind of thing. But we're laying the groundwork for it. And as Emily said, it's been very well received.
Do you have the technology to do that?
For and again, well, it's a question of requiring reporting. There may well be.
Oh, required.
Yeah, we would have to adapt our technology to be able to receive it. So it's not without cost to us to do that. But there's a lot going on in the AI field. I don't go down that path right now. You have a longer discussion, but there may be needs, using new technologies to get into that without adapting systems completely.
Okay, we'll go to budget update.
The budget update, again, we're showing no surplus for the year. Our intention is to use all of the funding we have. We have technology needs that need to be supported. We have other needs. And so we've made those adjustments as we discussed at the last commission meeting. We do have quite a number of BDAs, as they're called, approval requests with the Division of Budget. Not per se to fill new positions, but for promotions and grade changes, and in some salary increases. They're within our budget. We have not much of an anticipated impact this year on a burn rate, and frankly, within the budget that we've submitted to DOB, not only for the coming year, but probably for the next year. We've been going back and forth, and we're probably going to have official conversations with DOB about that. But that process appears to be stalled, so we have to get that moving again. It's very important to us as an agency to make sure that the folks who are working hard and have developed new skills and taken on new responsibilities have the proper recognition for the work that they're doing. So stay tuned on that. We still have it as a goal to get those through this year. In terms of next year's budget, we did have a further conversation with DOB about the budget for the coming year. They had picked up on an idea that we had been discussing, which had been raised with us by a legislative committee chair, of having a provision in legislation that would enable the commission to receive some portion of the fees we collect to top up our budget to meet extraordinary needs. For example, new systems, new lobbying system we're looking at, the new financial disclosure system we're looking at. That idea has potentially gained some traction at DOB as they go into the process of working with the executive chamber to formulate governor's budget proposal. And there are a couple of ideas that they picked up on and discussed. We'll have further conversations on. But that may be a useful approach. We do generate substantial amount of income, certainly every 2 years in the biennial registration cycle. We're bringing in over $1 million. The late fee program is generating hundreds of thousands of dollars. We also have a proposal in the legislative agenda to impose late fees for late lobbyist ethics training. That could generate a substantial amount of revenue too. There's some discussion as well of going, instead of having a graduated biennial mid-year fee structure. So it's $200 at the beginning of the biennial cycle for registration, $100 in the second year.
Well, it's 200 that
It
covers 2
covers
years.
both years.
If you start lottery in the second year, it's 100. So it's not 300, it's 200 covering both, or if you don't lobby until the second half of the biennial, it's only 100.
Right. There's some discussion, and that's dictated by legislation. Those fees are in the statute. There's some discussion of amending that, having the full fee made into an annual fee, and possibly increasing that as a source of revenue. So there are a number of additional revenue sources that are out there that could impact our budget. You know, as I said before, the budget we submitted covers all of our needs. It covers full headcount of 68, as well as the various grade changes and promotions that we've talked about and we've proposed. What it doesn't cover are additional technology needs, and those, because we were required to submit a flat budget, those are in the side letter. And side letter funding is something we hope will get full attention. And this may be a helpful way to meet those needs as we go forward.
Any questions about the budget?
And we'll know more in January when the governor's proposed budget bill is released. The per diems will be paid today, latest round of commissioner per diems. They're in the book under tab F. The total is $36,121. That covers the October 7th legislation committee meeting, October 22nd commission meeting, the November 19th commission meeting, and then prep another time. Individual times for commissioners, for some commissioners for July, August, September, and October. And the total year to date is $127,492.20. And the chart is posted on our website.
Want to give us a staffing update?
Yes, just staffing.
Oh, you have talked about it.
I've talked about it a little bit. We do have, in addition to actively recruiting, to fill the vacancy in the audit component of the compliance audit and review group. As I mentioned last time, we have filled a vacancy in the training unit. We have a new assist.
You said we did fill it?
We did fill it. Assistant Director, who was with us at the table today. And I'd like to introduce, Marlena was going to do the honors. She had an emergency. She's not here, but it gives me the opportunity to introduce Audrey Norton, a new Assistant Director in the training unit. She is a graduate of Hamilton College. She has a Master of Science from Sage Graduate School. And she is in the final phases, I guess, getting there on her doctorate in organizational leadership from Capella University. A lot of experience in the training field. She worked with OCFS from 2012 through February of 2022, and then was a training project coordinator and supervisor at Youth Research Inc. And we are very lucky to have her with us. It's a tremendous addition to our group. There's a lot of work to be done. I know she's eager to jump into it. And please join me in welcoming Audrey to our agency.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's
So the next item is the reports from committees and the chair. There's no chair report. I don't think administration or education have reports. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And there's a report from the legislation committee, Commissioner Carballo.
Good morning. I'm sorry, my voice will not let me give the report, but I will turn it over to Executive Director Berland, who has been involved in the committee's discussion to report so that you can hear and understand what we've done and what we're recommending. Unless one of the committee members, Commissioner Austin or Commissioner Karras, prefer to give the report, I will turn it over to any of you.
I do have a question before
Commissioner
we
Rowland.
begin. I noted that there was a meeting of the committee that involved staff, and there was a discussion of legal issues at that meeting, but it was limited to the committee. And I don't know who besides myself wasn't part of that discussion. Were you part of that discussion, Commissioner? You were.
Commissioner Groenweg, can you hear me?
Yes, but I wasn't quite done yet.
Oh, I'm
If I
sorry.
could just.
I apologize. My hearing is.
My request would be that since some of us are privy to information that others of us are not, that are relevant to this discussion, I would ask if we could save that discussion to the extent there's a repetition of the legal issues for executive session.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out, Commissioner Groenweg, that I apologize if you did not receive it, but I did send an invitation to all commissioners to attend. We could discuss it
No,
further in exec. If you didn't receive it, I apologize. But we could discuss it further.
There's no need to apologize. I saw that it was a committee meeting, and I'm not, again, I'm not part of the committee. I didn't, so.
All right, so we'll take it up in executive session.
we can review it.
Okay.
Thank you.
It makes sense.
The legal issues. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, and the next item is the proposed advisory opinion, applying the state ethics laws and regulations to a legal defense fund.
Yes, that's under tab H, and Director of Ethics, Michael Sand. You take that, Michael?
Is this for now or is this in the executive session?
Well, if there are questions, if we want to go, we can discuss if there are issues about it in executive session. You want to do that first? We can.
That's
All
how we
right,
usually
we'll
do it.
come back.
Okay. I will take it up after the one we review. Any new and other business? All right, so I'll now entertain a motion to enter an executive session pursuant to Public Office Law, Section 105 and Executive Law 9411, to address matters concerning employment of personnel, pending litigation, investigative and enforcement, and other matters that is confidential to pursuant to Section 94 of the Executive Law and Section 105 of the Public Office Law. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Karas, seconded by Commissioner Austin. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we'll now we'll move into executive session.
You are live.
Welcome back to the public meeting of the Commission on Ethics and Lobbying and Government. I asked Executive Director Berlin to give us a readout of what was conducted during the executive session.
Thank you, Chair James. In executive session, the commission discussed matters related to litigation and legal advice. The commission discussed personnel matters. The commission discussed a formal opinion pursuant to Executive Law, Section 94, 7 sub C. The commission approved 2 Executive Law, Section 94, 10F reports. The commission discussed steps in several investigative matters, and the commission closed 6 matters.
Okay, thank you. The next item is the proposed advisory opinions applying the state ethics law and regulate the legal defense fund.
If there are any questions,
Michael Stan.
Michael can answer those.
So if we accept the
Thank you.
report?
Second.
Any discussion? We all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry, Seymour, Commissioner Carballo, I believe, has not logged on yet, so she shouldn't be recorded as voting.
No, she's
No,
on.
she's here, she's here. We see
Oh,
her.
I'm sorry, Dolly. My mistake. I couldn't see you on my screen. Thanks.
Can't hear me, though. Did you vote, Dolly?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so it's unanimous. Right. The next item on the agenda is deals with our legislative agenda, and it's to include sexual harassment as
To reinstate, yeah.
reinstate sexual harassment as one of our legislative priorities,
And it was
Yes.
worded last year.
as it was worded last year. Thank you.
So moved.
As well as monetary penalties for.
Right, all of Part 8.
Violations,
Yeah.
right.
All of
Violations
Part 8.
of POL Section 74, 3 sub F and H.
So moved.
And we'll
Second it.
post the proposal, is that, or is it currently posted?
So last year just posted,
Right, okay.
and then we'll issue a news release and post
Okay.
the new proposal
Right.
once we have a, if that's how so voted.
All in favor?
Was there a second?
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion passes.
And in addition, staff has been asked to explore a potential regulation embodying.
And I would ask rulemaking, and I'm happy to work with staff on this, rulemaking on resolution, a quicker resolution process.
For
certain
certain kinds of complaints
kinds of
as well.
complaints.
Yes.
That's critical to my support.
And you're willing to do the work, even better.
All right, is there any new or other business? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
Second, with a wish of everybody having a happy and healthy holiday.
Thank you. Everybody have a happy holiday.
Did we do the vote? We did the motion, but did we do the vote?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Everybody have a great holiday.